My heart is heavy when I think of believers that do not experience God's presence every single day. The divine life we have inside of us comes from God, and it is entirely dependent upon God. We need this internal disposition set upon God that quickens us and keeps us alive in Him. Everything is dependent upon God taking His proper place. And when I look at this needlessness that is so important for the soul, I find so few people understand what I mean or what it is. We could call this needlessness satisfaction or complacency, holy complacency, fulfillment, delight. But this is so important for the soul, and if we're missing it, we're missing the reality of salvation. What is salvation other than being saved from a life apart from His presence? That's the key. And so in this needless place, I feel as if I have need of nothing. There's no needs in the heart. You know, this is the biggest issue in humanity, is that we're longing for things. I need to be accepted. I need to be loved. I need to have more money. I need to have this thing. I need to have these people. I need to have this persona. I need. And when we enter, or shall I say, when we are aware of God's presence, we become needless. And in this, we are free. This is the higher life. It's the spiritual life. It's a life where you're not moved by anything. You have peace that passes all understanding and joy unspeakable and full of glory. In this place, we feel that we do not even need answers. We do not need explanations. We don't need even direction. In the moment, we sense such a sweetness of the Lord. Even our provisions are not even a concern here, because we are content with His countenance. Oh, it's so important. There's a trust, a peace, a joy, a satisfaction. All internals are fulfilled. This is so important. And those Christians that don't know this for a season of time every day, my heart breaks for them. There's a poem here. Mid all the traffic of my ways, turmoils without within, make in my heart a quiet place and come and dwell therein. A little shrine of quietness is all sacred to thyself, for thou shalt all my soul possess, and I shall find myself. A little place of mystic grace, of sin and self swept bare, where I can look into thy face and talk with thee in prayer. Come occupy my silent space and make thy dwelling there. More grace is wrought in quietness than any is aware. There is something about this enjoyment of God's presence that performs a work that theology cannot do, that even church attendance can't do, that small groups can't do, house churches can't do. This fulfillment with the person of Jesus is what life actually is, the life that Jesus came to give to us, where the entirety of ourselves is, Lord, here's my heart, my gift to you. And that we feel as if there's nothing else that we even want. We're free, as Madame Guyon, as Mother Basilia Schlink said. She said, "You are here, what more can I ask for?" Or Charles Spurgeon said, "Thou hast given thyself to me, for what more can I ask?" Very similar things. This needlessness is where the seeds of God get into our soul, and selfishness and the self-life and self-gratification and self-significance. All these things are unnecessary. We can just cast them off as unwanted and unneeded. There's no searching anymore. There's no, quote, seeking, because you have a rest inside of Him in this moment. It's a rapturous place where we're captured in His arms and we're enraptured by His charms, or we're enraptured in His arms and captured by His charms. Nothing exists anymore. It's like vanities vanish, and life itself is transcended, meaning even like little things, like all the necessities of life, they seem to be irrelevant. Life itself is transcended. But God does bless us, and He showers us with a million things without, when He knows there's only one thing we want within. And in the midst of giving us all of these things, it's like they're transient or transparent, like they're subjugated to us. Compared with Him, it's like they all disappear. This is that place that is so needed every single day. And his love lifts us and kisses us into a higher existence. And there's a keener sense of him eminent. His countenance is contentment. And we find when we close our eyes in this place of worship and adoration that there are glistening streams lit by the light of his face. I want to encourage you that if this sitting underneath the apple tree and eating the fruit that is sweet to your taste is not normal to you, I want to tell you that this is the new covenant, and it is for you, wrought by the blood of Jesus. And I encourage you to come away into a quiet place and just gaze into his face and let him cause everything else to evaporate, and enjoy this blissful needlessness that changes the way we think, changes what we value, changes how we see people, changes how we see life, and empowers us to be able to blissfully enjoy God and obey God. And there's an effortless fruit that starts taking place. As I said, it's in this needless place where the seeds get into us. The seeds of God take root in us when we are in this needless place. So Father, just do this, I pray, in their lives and in their hearts. Cause them to enjoy you and to know the sweetness of your presence, Lord. Even now, Lord, as they watch this, I pray they would turn their heart within and find your residence there. You are wonderful, precious, and holy. Let this be their daily life, their life supply, life source, the place where they find everything that they need, even though in that moment they feel as if they need nothing. It's so funny. The only way to gain the things that we need is to be freed from them. Oh, Jesus, thank you so much for such a wonderful spiritual life that is ours by the blood. If you want to know more about enjoying God's presence every single day, I want to encourage you to take our e-course. It's online on sonshipcourses.com. It's called Enjoying His Presence. It's literally 7 weeks of videos where we talk about how to enjoy God's presence every day. If you haven't yet taken this, I encourage you to go through it. It's pretty specific for this very thing. Love you guys, praying for you. Patreons, I love you.